Hey everyone, we're just out here with Grunt Gobble Go Outdoors. We're going to do a short segment on trapping. Deer season's over with, and there's nothing to do, and there's no better way to spend your time in the winter is to trap some of the predators out of your area. It helps in the long run with the deer herd, turkeys, any small critters you might want to hunt. It helps them balance out the populations of the predators. And I'm going to make a set here, and I'll explain my way through it with what I'm doing and why I chose this area. Trapping's are really fun. It's a traditional thing. It's been handed down over the years from our ancestors. The fur prices are at a moderate level right now. You get good prices out of your fur pelts. We're after just anything that hits our set, but our main goal is red fox, gray fox, bobcat, and coyote. But we chose a location here. It's an old growed up brushy field, and it's an awesome place for predators. They like to come in and hunt for these small birds and rabbits and fawn deer in the summertime. But I chose this area right here is because it's an intersection at the edge of a hardwoods and growed up field. There's a lot of sagebrush, and there's two roads that come in and meet right here together. And whenever your coyotes or whatever you might be running up this road, they'll come into these intersections, and it's a perfect spot for your trap, because no matter what road they come down, they'll end up pinch pointing right there to your set. But I'm going to pan out here and show you the intersection I'm talking about. Now you see what I'm talking about. They have actually three roads meeting right here together at one spot. Got a road coming in here, a road here, and a road here. And I'm going to set my set right here in the middle of them. It should be a prime spot. Stick with us as I prepare this dirt hole set. It represents another animal coming here and burying some bait to come back later and get it. He marks his area with his urine. And I'm going to put a little bit of lures around it to entice the smell. Some red fox urine, and some old deer scraps or beaver scraps, whatever you want to choose to put in your dirt hole set will work fine. So stick with us and we'll set a set here for you. First, what I'm going to show you is it's a Victor number 3 offset jaws. It doesn't hurt the animal's legs or nothing. It's real nice relief on them. The jaws don't shut all the way. And it's a really good trap. It's good and strong. And me and my dad, we modified these, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4 swivels with a double butterfly staking system. What this does, all these swivels do, is it keeps the stress and the pressure off the animal's legs. I mean, no matter which way he turns, that trap will spin freely without no torque. I'm holding this solid. If this one jams up with the grass, these ones up here spin. If this one jams up with dirt, debris, or grass while the animal's in it, these ones right here take place and they spin. So no matter what he does, he will not get tangled up, and it will not be no stress on the animal's leg. So we've got to respect the animal. And the less stress, the less better off the animal will be. But I'm going to go ahead and set this trap and show you it's really simple to set. Just bring it over here, and there it is. And one more step, we call it a night latch. We just set the pan in place. There it is, it's ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and prepare my dirt hole, get everything ready, and we'll set the trap in it. And you can lay down anything you want to lay down here. I just use an old feed sack or a plastic bag or anything just to keep my scent up off the ground. The less scent, the better off you are. I mean, these animals are pretty keen on their smell and their scents. The less human scent we have, the better off. You want them to stay here as long as possible to work your set, and your chances of catching them is a lot better and a lot higher. The tools I'm using today, it's pretty simple. You just go to your local hardware store. You can make your own sifter, but we buy these. off of dealers, of trapping dealers. Just a dirt sifter. It has a screen in the bottom, metal pan. 2 rebar stakes with washers or bolts welded on the end. And we drive them in the ground crossways because they work together as the trap's being pulled. The coyotes or nothing can pull them up out of the ground. And today I brought along some dry peat moss dirt because we have some cold weather coming, and peat moss stays good and dry. It don't soak the moisture up as bad. It's just a lot better off for wintertime trapping. So I'm gonna dig my dirt hole here and bed my trap real nice and solid. But I have a backing here, these logs. It makes the coyote, reason for a backing, a coyote or a fox or whatever, it makes them want to come around to the front to work your bait hole. You don't want them to work it from behind. You want them up here where your trap is. So what I'm going to break this sod up and put a place where I can bed my trap in here real nice. And just set it over to the side. I'm going to use a little bit to put over top of my peat moss to make it more natural. All I'm doing here is making an impression down below the surface of the ground where my trap's going to lay in there nice and flush below the surface. And when I sift my dirt over top of it, everything will be more natural and flush. And you got to make sure you get this trap in here solid, because if that coyote or animal comes up here and he steps on this end and it starts tilting on him, he feels that giveness and he backs off. He don't like it, something ain't right. So you got to make sure you get your trap good, solid, embedded in the ground, because you don't want that teetering on you. As soon as that animal feels that, he backs out. He don't want nothing to do with it. It's not natural. Sometimes you can get away with it, but more than likely you won't. And a lot of times a fox or a coyote, either one, when they feel that, they may even dig your trap out and get it out of the way and then get your bait, and you're done. You lost him. You didn't make the catch. I'm gonna make my dirt hole back up underneath this log here, and had usually a 45-degree angle. I make a nice big hole too. It's a nice eye catcher. A big hole, it's a nice eye catcher. Small holes will work too, but I like to use a pretty good size hole. And I usually make it about between 6 to 8 inches deep. You can even put a little bit of dirt up there to make it look like where the animal has dug it out. Nice hole back in there at 45 degrees. Okay, I'm going to drive my stakes in here on my trap. Get my trap set in here. The other stake will go that way against the other stake. Okay, that's done. I'll take a little bit of dirt, put back over my stake heads. Pack it in there. Alright, your chain should lay in there just right too. Get all the little pebbles out so it don't wobble. Take some of these little clumps of dirt, put up underneath the jaws, make it nice and tight around the jaws, pack it in there. Still got a little bit of wobble to it, so I'm going to put some more dirt up here. Got to make sure it's solid. Sometimes you can take your hammer and pack it in nice and gently. Around the jaws, real nice and easy. And there it is, it's good and solid. I didn't bring any pan covers with me, but you can use screen to make a special pan cover you can put over top your pan right here, your trigger. So when you sift your dirt, the dirt doesn't get underneath it. But I'm just going to use a couple little leaves. They work just fine. Put them around the edge of it. Doesn't take much. I like using leaves, it's more natural and it ain't no biggie. They're everywhere laying around. Put them around your pan. You use wax paper too, that's what I prefer, wax paper. Alright, what I'm going to do is get me some of my peat moss I brought with me, and I'm going to sift over top of it. Use the rest of it to put up here if you would like. Make it look like a little funnel into it. Get you a stick or use your finger too, but I don't recommend using your finger to smooth it out. You might get your finger smashed off. Just smooth it out there. Make it nice and flush with the ground. Take your hand, lightly pack it down. Get just a little bit more. Alright, I'm going to take some of this dirt that I dug out my dirt hole and blend it in over top of this. Get rid of all this extra dirt. Smooth it out real nice. Pack it down just a little bit more. The next step I like to do is blend my dirt in a little bit. Just get some of this grass and stuff around you and leaves. And just put it in your pan and just crumble it up. And just put it over top of your dirt a little bit and it blends it in real nice. Kind of rake it up, make everything look back to natural. Blend it in real nice. That's my personal preference, is blending it in real nice and just making everything look a little bit more natural to the coyotes and fox. We've got a nice hole here. So, right there it is. When the animal comes up to the set, smells your bait, he's going to walk, step right there, look down in the hole, smell it, and you got him. My next step is to put a little bit of bait and gland lure and some red fox urine. And I always take my gloves off when I do that. Got my red fox urine, got my gland lure, and my scraps of bait. So what I'm going to do is get me a stick. Get me a nice chunk up out of there. Throw it down in the hole, all the way down in the back. Give me one more little piece. There it is. Give me a little bit of grass. Put over top of it. That's it. Next step is my lure. You don't need very much of this stuff. It's very, very strong. Just get a little stick, dab it in there. So you don't need too much of it. Just enough to run my stick down in there. I'm gonna put it right here at the end of my hole. And a little bit of red fox urine. Just put it right here by the hole. And that's it. That is what we call a dirt hole set. That's the finished product, and hopefully the next couple days we'll have a taker on it, and hopefully we can show you an animal.